They won't be waiting. This is this is Baron and Tren
Baron and
podcast.
Tren. Yeah.
Baron and Tren. I didn't feel like right now saying this. I was lazy today. Okay, don't hate on me.
Too many extra
Too
letters.
many letters, nigga. Too many letters.
Baron and Tren. Yeah, it sounds like a boss that you fight at the end of Dark Souls or something.
Right,
Like
Baron and
Baron
Tren.
and Tren. We just ganked you. Just ganked.
Yeah,
Like, oh shit, I
you
ran
just
out
got
of potions.
yeeted. Yeet.
Like right before Baron's health gets low, it's like he goes all the way back up to full. He goes all the way back
Right.
up. You're like this motherfucker right here. You
Right.
need to stop. You need to stop.
Mm-hmm.
It's time
Then
to stop.
my favorite is the Mons in Dark Souls that transform into an even worse Mon than it was the fucking before. Or they'll transform into two different Mons at the same damn time. It's like, what the fuck? It's like,
They
nigga,
kind of
no.
like they're like they play with your emotions because they're like you literally can't like if you die you have to fight the whole battle from the beginning
Yeah.
and it's like you get close to winning and they just wrench it right away from you right at the last minute. It's
Or as I
almost
like
like
to
it's
say,
almost like what
yeet.
it's like to be a it's almost like
Yeet.
what it's like to be a man and to be like entrepreneur and to be like I want to make as much money as I possibly freaking can, and it's like and then not realize that Me Too and all this other stuff is like a real danger. And it's like the more money you make, the more you're a target, which
True.
is it's
Very
kind of
true.
sad. It's kind of sad.
Very true.
Like I was talking to Wind and I was describing to him how I believe it's like there's like I feel like there's like earning money and there's making money,
Hmm.
and depending on how you depending on how you earn your money, sometimes it's more safe than going with the get rich quick scheme almost. Like
Yeah, definitely.
it's just like there's more dangers just because of like how visible the money is that you make and stuff like that. Like
Hmm.
it's sometimes it's better to just get a part-time job and just earn it the right way as opposed to just like trying to sell people something and then or sell yourself something, like even trying to sell yourself like this is what I want to do when it's not when it may not actually benefit you like as much as just I guess I guess people can I guess it's actually it's almost like redundant, not redundant, but it's almost useless to even say now because there's so much opportunity. But people should be realistic with like their goals.
Yeah, definitely. Definitely.
And like I don't know,
I
I
agree
guess
100%.
for people who are my age, we're all kind of forced into going achieving the most possible because we're giving like this false confidence about ourselves. So we're saying like you have to strive for the very very top. And I think if everybody strives for the very top, then I feel like it's just like well, it's just a bloodbath
Hmm.
or it's just a top heavy thing and nobody really wants to do any of the jobs that are available. They just want all the pie in the sky jobs
Yeah.
and stuff like that.
That's typically how a lot of people work, unfortunately, in this day and age, especially with the whole entire, everybody get a trophy era of kids pretty much still to this day. I mean, now it's not as prevalent now as it used to be. Um, used to be back in the day a little bit, not even really, I can't even say back in the day because it was not even that long ago. But I know in my children's league, not everybody gets a trophy and not everybody wins. It's either you win or you lose, basically. So even my children learn at a young age that look, you either win or you lose. They don't do that whole entire fake crap with the oh well, it's just on the other and nobody there's no score and we don't keep score. They actually keep score and you got to learn how to win and you got to learn how to lose. And it sucks, but it's like it makes my children more competitive for the fact that I know soccer, like if you ever watch like toddlers play soccer here, it's like one of those things where it's like they're just basically running around following the ball for all intents and purposes.
Mhm.
Whereas it was
Those little mesh goals or
yeah.
the cone goals.
Yeah, and
I've
it's like
seen
they're
those.
running around literally following the ball for all intents and purposes. They're literally just running around looking goofy. Whereas if you actually watch my children play when they were kids, they were literally running after the ball, kicking the ball, and actually doing actual ball handling tricks for all intents and purposes, because that's typically
You
how
can
they
see
grew
the
up.
beginning, the fundamentals of like setting up plays and
Yeah,
stuff along the lines of
like
that.
when they were doing this shit when they were like 4 and 5. Like this is what their league basically taught them. They learned the basics, and they weren't just following the ball around. They basically all had positions. They learned their positions, and they all went from there. And that's typically how it worked. And it's like now it's like these kids, they're just like, ooh, why am I even watching this? Why is my children even in? Why is my child even in this shit? And it's like one of those things where it's like you feel disappointed because you paid all this money for this crap, and all of a sudden now it's like, ooh, why?
Yeah. Well, yeah. I mean, I hate to sound like super archaic or whatever, but if you, I feel like if you like if you were to spend like a nickel or something on a gumball, you would appreciate it. But then now it's like you got to spend now you got to spend like 2 quarters just to enjoy the same exact thing.
Mm-hmm.
And to me, it's like to me in my head, it's like why bother? But I mean, for some people, it's like they kind of try to justify that because it's like if you can afford it, then why not enjoy it? You
A
know,
true story.
and I mean, I understand that to an extent, but I just can't be like sometimes like that money. I just say somebody else probably
America's
deserves it.
in the house.
America, fuck
Fuck
yeah!
yeah! I was about to say that. America's fuck yeah!
Like I remember grocery shopping during the first lockdown back in March, and then seeing how people were just taking everything as much as possible. And
Mhm.
there would be stuff that I wanted, and then I would just think to myself, do I need it? Do I really need it? Like, why
Mhm.
don't I just leave it? Why don't I just leave it for somebody else because it's not essential.
Mhm.
And I don't know. I think that makes sense for me in terms of like making like my surroundings a better place for other people. Now,
Yeah.
no, I know you can kind of you could step on people to get to where you want to get to if you're really ambitious enough.
Yeah,
And
you
no
do.
doubt people are going to do that. People are going to do that. I mean, I might have to do that inadvertently if people don't want to if people are trying to stop you're going to have to
Yeah.
defend yourself.
You definitely have to step on somebody, and it sucks, but it is what it is.
You
And
a
it's
little
stuff
muffled.
like that.
Are you
Because
you're a little muffled?
like I've always been able to prepare for stuff like that. So I've always shopped online, and I've always gotten stuff in bulk or gotten multiple numbers of things. And it's one of those things where it's like, okay, while everybody was suffering at the store not finding shit, I was busy online shopping for the stuff and getting the stuff. So why can't you go online? You're worried about the damn store so much. Why can't you just go online? And it's COVID virus. If it's just dangerous, shop your ass online for the shit. That's typically how I feel about stuff like that because people get stupid. So I remember when I actually posted links to go on like Walmart.com and various servers, and these motherfuckers deleted the links and wanted to complain about not being able to go to the store and get water. Nigga, what? Oh, stop it! Like for real, it's like people always want to make people always want to make excuses for not being able to do things, and they don't ever want really. They don't want any. They don't want solutions for why they're doing stupid shit. They just want to be able to bitch about being able to do not being able to do stupid shit for all intents and purposes, which really sucks.
Yeah, I mean, to me, it's not necessarily I hear it from them, but I hear them like they criticize me and ask me why I don't want to do certain things, and it's like to me, I almost want to be like, well, why don't you mind your business? Like, what's the
And
real
that's
issue?
simply what you got to tell people. Mind your damn business for all intents and purposes. Because I really don't really think too much about people, especially if they're always in fucked up situations or do fucked up shit and then want to give out advice and shit like that. Like, dude, no, you can't give out advice. You're in a fucked up situation yourself. Like, you can't sit up here and tell me that you're good at giving advice when in fact you're in a fucked up. You're more fucked up than most other people trying to give advice. Like, how are you giving me advice of all people? Like, dude, you're giving me advice on this shit? Really? I've been doing this for 14 fucking years on YouTube. You're giving me advice. Like, I'm gonna need you to take that shit elsewhere with that bullshit for real. Cause like, I remember when I first started my first channel, it had meat on it. My very first channel on YouTube. Not no, hold on, not no, not meat. It had Shari on it. My very first channel had Shari on it, and it was like one of the best channels in the whole entire world. It was like, yeah, my very first channel on YouTube had Shari on it. We were talking about, we were just basically doing traveling. It was like the upload stuff that we were doing. And then on top of that, I started a red pill. Well, it wasn't really called red pill. It was basically like life advice for all intents and purposes channel after that. So I had a travel channel up and I had a life advice channel up for all intents and purposes. And it was fun. It was fun. It was a fun deal. And um Usually, how do I give advice? It depends.
My phone is just destroyed. I can't even send it. I can't even I have to twist the phone just to be able to send a text. I'm sorry.
Like I look at it like this. Like it depends, Marcus. If it's a relationship advice, I give it in private. If it's any other type of advice, like how to get over something, I'll make a video about it, or I'll do it in private with somebody, depending on how personal the situation it is. Because sometimes stuff doesn't need to be addressed over the airs, and sometimes it needs to be handled behind the scenes. But I give a shit ton of advice. I give a lot of advice, and I give it for free. So it's not like I'm making people pay for the advice over here. I'm actually giving sound advice, and I'm giving it for free. So,
or the passion, the finding your passion, to me, when other people are telling you to find your passion, to me it feels like they feel like they see you as not having any options. Like they see you as not having any choice in what you do. So they're trying to rush you along into making a decision when really a passion would be something that just, find you just kind of happen about organically or through no fault of your own. It kind of just is something that you end up doing constantly that then develops. I mean, of course, then you have vocational therapy as an occupation too. You also have like counseling. You also have just different things where listening is the core principle to helping somebody. But I see less and less of that, and more of just either, lecturing, like the whole cleanliness is next to godliness thing, and then the whole I guess it's just I guess you can't be intellectual if you don't have some sort of artwork or creation to back up those thoughts that you have, because otherwise to most people it's just talk. It's like you're all just talk. I don't buy any of what you say because you don't have any real life experiences to support that, and therefore you can't convince anybody of what you believe. I mean, that's true. That's true to a certain extent, because it's like some people, they just can't be swayed off of the way that they think. And when they're in a conversation with you, it's pretty much all just about they just want to share what they think is going on with the situation, and you kind of want to just sometimes if they've had the conversation before, you just want to nip it in the bud right away, because
and that's the sad part about it. Like, I try my best to do live streams and not rehash the same topic for multiple live streams. Like, it's one thing if we bring up something and it was like something I said in another live stream, or something you said in another live stream, and we bring it to basically put the icing on the cake for a situation that happened, because it was a total different situation, but it happened to be the same circumstances. That's different. Or a good example of that is if we have to revisit a story or revisit an incident, that's different too. Like, we're not bringing up the same topic. We're basically revisiting it with new information. That's two totally different things. Now, if you're going to bring up the same topic every single live stream, then I got a problem with you, because that's not what my channel is built on. It's built on different things, different live streams, and different topics. And if I happen to have something that I said in another live stream, I'll actually reference that live stream and say, or I'll reference that person and say this, that, the other, this, that, and the other. And that's simply how it works. I don't recite the whole damn live stream over again and shit like that. I don't regurgitate. I just don't regurgitate fucking material for all intents and purposes if I don't have to.
Oh yeah, I mean, if you see it sometimes as like a verbal joust, it would be like if you healed from like the wounds of a previous bout, and then you just like reached your fingers in and just like pried it back open again for no reason. It's like you're trying to rehash out something that you've already I guess taken your blows with, to stick with the analogy.
Yeah.
I mean, it is what it is. Like I just think that it doesn't provoke me to like do anything drastic. I mean, most of the time I like to get into conversation just to learn something, and not exactly to like act on whatever it is that we're talking about immediately after. Like, I'm not trying to do that 100% of the time.
Because the sad part about that, what I've noticed with a lot of people, especially some people that surround us, is they'll give the worst advice on the stupidest shit that normally they wouldn't give advice on doing, and all of a sudden, out of nowhere, they want to give that advice to you or somebody else. It's like, really, dude, I've been doing this a lot longer than you. I've been in the medical game a lot longer than you. I have a degree in this shit, and I've been doing this a lot longer than you. I've dealt with kids, adults, old, elderly, everybody, and you're sitting up here trying to give me advice on something I know everything about, and you know little, very little about. And the sad part about that is, it's funny when people try to come to me when they try to bring me something that's like, that's basically nothing more than that can be explained away with a psychological condition, or that can be explained away with psychology. And it's like, you're really trying to do this right now. You're really trying to do this right now with me, of all people. And it's typically one of those things where it's like, I'm gonna need you to stop, dude. Because the sad part about that, I might sound mean sometimes in a live stream, but the sad part about that is I've literally heard this all before. I've literally heard this all before. Many different arguments, many different people, all the same argument, arguing the same damn thing. Because I listen to people's argument and I listen to how people argue it. And if it sounds like an NPC talking point and it doesn't sound like it's something that you really bringing up yourself, I tend to nip it in the butt very quickly. If it sounds like something that's just NPC as hell, I just knock it out the way. And it's like, oh, fuck out of here with that bullshit. And I can't stand people who do that shit all the time. And thanks for the compliment. Baron Yam fell out and shit. Thanks for the compliment.
It,
Yeah, it's like one of the, yeah, you fell out. Yeah, and it's one of those things where like I've tried my best not to let the bullshit go on for a long period of time, especially if it's like a stream where you keep on trying to regurgitate the same damn topic, because that's one of my biggest pet peeves. Just because everybody out there is out there, you can't. I'm not going to let you repeat the same shit we did in another stream. This has got to be a brand new stream with new material. I don't give a fuck if you can't handle the freestyle and the flow of the streams. You don't need to be in the fucking streams. That's typically how I feel about people on streams. If you got to repeat the same whole entire same topic over again and try to repeat material, then you shouldn't be in the streams with me at all. And that's exactly how I feel about it. Like we literally do this light and loose. Like we literally don't know what the fuck we're going to talk about until the minute before we all go live for all intents and purposes. And half the time we don't even know what we're going to talk about, even when we go live. Like I've said that multiple times. You're not going to be up here repeating or regurgitating shit that don't need to be regurgitated or repeated over and over again. I don't know. I might just be mean. That just might be me. But yeah, I don't know. It just gets, I don't know. People just get stupid with it, and like then they want to get mad at me for not wanting to listen to them when I've heard it all before. Like, no, Tico, this is different. Let me finish my argument, dude. You're gonna waste my fucking time, and I'm just gonna shoot it down any fucking way. Like legit, you're gonna waste my fucking time. I'm gonna shoot it down anyway, and then I'm gonna be mad at you for wasting my fucking time. What? Like, the sad part about that, people always say like, "Oh, you already know." Yeah, I know what you're gonna say because I've heard this multiple times before. I've been doing this for 14 years, 14 fucking years, people. I've heard it all before. Like, this is typically why I take the approaches I do in my arguments. So I could try to get people to understand faster. And Yam, did you fall out again? Oh God. Did he just go silent by accident? Did he fall out? What's going on with your sound, buddy? What's going on with your sound? What do you say? Yeah. A brand new stream, a brand new day, a brand new topic. Your argument is gay. Pretty much that's how I feel. That's how I feel. If you got to drag up the same damn topic over and over again, then we got problems. We got problems. Like Tom G problems. We got problems. Like, like no, this is a light and loose stream. Yeah, no, he sure enough can't help you on that one. And I think Yam either froze or fell out. Either way, it's not like his mic is muted. He's just there or frozen or something like that. But yeah, it's stuff like that that just blows my mind when shit like that happens. And I sit there and like I try to look at people and I try to give people the benefit of the doubt based on their level of education and them not knowing how this is supposed to work. And I try to give people the benefit of the doubt. But the sad part about that, when you give people the benefit of the doubt, they think they can always do stuff or push a narrative or pretend like they got a gotcha moment on me when they really don't. And the sad part about that is you can usually tell because you'll get people who would lob insults at you randomly. Yam is still here, but Yam is not here, apparently. He's in the stream, but either his sound is fucked up or he got one of them mics where he can mute it and not really mute it on not have to worry about muting it on StreamYards. But he's here. I'm looking right at his thing, seeing if he's here. Yeah, and that's typically one of the many problems that we run into. And yeah, and I think you might have to. Yeah, I don't think that was fair either. And I went to that school, and I don't think that was fair. Yeah, University of Cambridge versus ice cream truck vendor. I don't think that was fair at all in the least bit. I definitely don't think that was fair. Yeah, what are you doing? Where you at? But yeah, it's just stuff like that, and I'll just read comments until you get back, I guess, because apparently this is what we're doing. Let's see here. Bring back in. God can help you. Yeah, that's very true. And very rarely will you ever get independent thought from a person. Because the sad part about that is, I don't know if it's the fact that people are scared to put out their own independent thoughts, or it's one of those things where like they don't want their idea or their independent thoughts shot down, so they go with an NPC talking point so they can make themselves seem way cooler. Garage Jam. I'm guessing. I'm guessing. You there now? Hello? Hello? Damn, your sound is all garbage today. Dang. Yeah, and it's one of those things where people don't really speak their own mind or speak their own truth. Not like, feminists speak their own truth, but you know what I mean. It's one of those things where people pretend like they're actually coming up with their own thing, but when you listen to them long enough, you know it's not their own idea for the fact that they can't really articulate it properly. So you typically know it's not their idea for the fact that they're sitting there struggling to actually trying to find the words to actually articulate the thing. And the sad part about that, they end up sucking at articulating it altogether, which is something I've noticed with people who suck at independent thought for all intents and purposes. It's one of those things where it sucks, and it's one of those things where you kind of sort of feel bad for them, but you kind of don't.
Hello.
There you go.
Hello.
There you go.
Oh my goodness. Okay, am I coming in clear?
Yeah, you're coming in clear.
Damn.
You're starting to sound like me. Damn. Damn. Yeah, and that is very true. Americans, they even if you have experience, they will overlook you also. Thank you for the compliment. And
all right, I'm gonna do some more adjusting though, because it's not perfect. It's not the exact.
Oh no, trust me, I can hear you quite clear. You sound better than me.
All right. Well then audio wise, I got to be able to adjust real quick. So just give me 1 second.
Okay. Oh God, this guy. But yeah, it's very rare that logic is not the strong suit of the masses or the populace. The sad part about that is, what's that quote? A human is smart, but people are dumb. Um, that's typically that sentiment for when it comes down to it. When you have a group of people together, they lose all logic and they act a straight fool. When you have one person standing there, they still maintain their logic, and are able to logically get themselves out of the situation. Um, yeah, and that's typically how. Yeah, Yam's doing a Matrix avatar for all intents and purposes. I don't know why he's doing a Matrix avatar, but he's doing a Matrix avatar. Um, yeah, he's a goofball like that. um, yeah, but it's kind of weird and it's kind of odd when that happens, and it's one of those things where it's very weird and very odd, and it, it's like I don't know, it's very weird for the fact that oh here he goes again, Garage Yam. I guess he's trying to be garage autonomous. Did I just mute him by accident? I think I just muted him by accident. I'm mute. There it goes. I muted him by accident. There he goes. He's better now. But it's one of those things where you got to actually be able to sort out for all intents and purposes. And I don't know. It's people just get weird about it. We want equality. Yeah, right. You want to be better than somebody. You don't want equality. You never want equality. You want to be better than the person that you got. This is typically why I always argue that we can never have communism for the fact that they'll require you to be equal. And women being equal is not a thing for women to do. They don't ever want to be equal. They want to be better, or they always want to have a better life. And if we all had communism, they would basically have to live mediocre lives for all intents and purposes and live plain lives. I mean, which would be actually nice for me because I ain't got no problem with it because I'm already in a relationship any fucking way. But the sad part about that, it's very hard to be hypergamous when you live in a communist utopia. Just keeping it 100. You can't be hypergamous when you.
That's my position on it too. It's like I'm all for being equal, but the thing is like no one should want to have a mentality where they have to feel equal to other people. Like
Definitely.
If everyone's going to be equal, but they can all have their individual opinion. I'm okay with that, but that's not how when people say they want equality. That's not how they're really interpreting it.
Oh, they're definitely not.
They just want you to think. They just want you to think like them.
Yeah, they do.
And to me, it's like if you ever tell somebody, well, no, I just want to do my own thing, and they're like, well, that's selfish. I mean, like, well, then what's wrong with being selfish if it leads to your own like happiness?
Yeah, true. Oh, I would like to shout out the person who gave me a thumbs down. Thank you very much. Thank you for participating in my algorithm, pimping. Because you could have just left it alone and you wouldn't have participated to it. Now you just bumped me up in the ratings a little bit higher. Thank you very much, pimping. But back to the actual stream. Giving a shout out to the haters.
I wish Sherm's good at talking trash and it's being like, you picked the wrong day to mess with me.
True Sherman's a nut. But yeah, it's typically stuff like that, and it's very weird. I want to speak my truth. You're saying all the talking points right now in the last stream. I want to speak my truth. You have to listen to me, and that's typically how people act nowadays. Men and women both act that way. I want to speak my truth, and this is how it works. And you have to listen to me. No, I don't have to listen to you. I don't have to listen to bullshit. Just like I always say in my streams, look, I'm not in here to give advice to people, dating relationship advice to people for the fact that, like I said before, I feel like I'm Hitler in Nazi Germany marching Jewish people to the incinerators or to their deaths. That's basically how I feel about that whole entire topic. So if I'm going to give dating advice, I'm going to give it in private. So that means if I'm not willing to give dating advice, nobody on the channel is allowed to give dating advice. That's typically how that works. Unless it's a stream where it's like subscriber requests, dating advice or something like that, then we'll give dating advice. However, if it's not that, and we just talking about something, you're not going to come up here and trying to bring up relationship advice in my live stream at all. especially if your relationship sucks and you're not in one. Because everybody knows how I feel about people who try to give advice to people, and the person that's giving the advice is not in a relationship. I want to punch you in your fucking face. That's typically how I feel. I want to punch you dead in your fucking face. So you ain't gonna be giving out relationship advice if you're not in a relationship on my channel. That's typically how I feel about
you
it.
can also say it too of like people who think like people who like give advice of how to think freely, but they you could tell they follow like a lot of social trends.
Oh
They're
yeah. The sad part about that is,
part of a lot of social groups and stuff, and that like everybody feels really comfortable around them. Yet they want to tell you that you're closed-minded. But it's just like I don't know. Closed-minded people tend to feel very comfortable around one another and provoked by people who actually are free thinking.
yeah, they feel, and the sad part about that, people who are closed minded tend to be the people like I was talking about in the one stream about. I can basically tell the type of person you are when I was just rattling off different things about different people who were in my stream. I basically can tell the type of person you are, or how you grew up. If you grew up with a single mom, or if you grew up with a two-parent household, based on how you interact versus on your streams versus or on my streams. For instance, purpose, if you don't make videos and you make and you king with me and make a video, I can pretty much tell if you were raised by a single mother, and I can tell the type of clothes you had growing up for all intents and purposes. And that's typically what I always say, and that's basically what that pretty much is looping back to. Like people who actually are following the trends of pop culture, like I said, are the same ones who their single mother bought them Jordans. And the sad part about that is they're either wearing Jordans or they're wearing a skinny boy jeans, and that's typically usually how the people are that follow trends. And I always laugh at it, and I always find it funny. What's up, a manly load? I always laugh at them, and I always find it funny when they try to act all brand new, or like the information that they're giving me is brand new. Because I've always said nothing new under the sun. And if you're trying to tell me something that's brand new, that's really not brand new. Thanks, Americans. I'm never going to live that title down ever. I'm never going to live that title down. The last honest criminal.
The last, it's like the last of the Mohicans.
Yeah, I know, right? And the sad part about that is, like, I look at it like this: the same people who actually do that shit or try to follow trends or follow they're easy to manipulate, and they always fall into like line with other stupid people. These are typically the same motherfuckers that join cults and jump into religious groups like the Rosicrucians and shit like that, where they wonder why their life ain't going too well, and it sucks for all intents and purposes. I've always laughed at people who did that shit. And these are the same motherfuckers that dress the same damn way, act the same damn way. They act out in streams. They act out. They don't pay attention. They're either lost. You got to explain shit to them the whole entire stream. Now you're wasting time on these motherfuckers the whole entire stream.
It's like women that they all wear the same colors from Victoria's Secret: the coral, the sea foam.
Right.
Literally, there's no one dresses uniquely. They all dress to fit in. They all wear yoga pants. They all wear. Like they all wear the same like kind of artsy looking sweaters. They all post the same angles on Instagram, and then I guess it's not really fashionable to be open minded and to be unique.
Yeah, because like people, like I said, people always end up dressing like some shady when they get into that shit. Like I've always said, look, just because I'm black, that don't mean I have to dress like a nigga from the hood. Basically, I don't always have to dress like a nigga from the hood. And that's simply how I feel. Like, well, I want to dress like that and then get myself into shit and then wonder why the cops are pulling me the fuck over because I fit a description. And the sad part about that is this is typically why people get into trouble with the law. Like, look, if you fit a certain description, you're going to get in trouble. Well, they shouldn't do that. They're profiling. Well, no, you're just wearing the damn clothes that make you look like they're profiling. And it's one of those things where it's like, it's suspicion, and they can get you on suspicion. So why play into that stereotype when you could change the whole entire stereotype and better yourself typically? Because like I always looked at it like this, I don't get pulled over just as much. I mean, when I'm wearing my street clothes, I get pulled over quite often. Oh yeah, motherfucker, I get pulled over quite often. When I'm dressed up, I barely get pulled over. Motherfuckers don't even want to stop me. They wave to me half the time. So it's like one of those things where like you got to pick and choose what you're doing with your life, and not make excuses for why you're possibly being pulled over for no fucking reason when you can prevent being pulled over in the first damn place. Because like I said, I've done a study when I went to a certain school where I took a bunch of niggas from the hood and I put them in cars, and I took a bunch of niggas from the suburbs and I put them in cars, and the niggas and I basically just let them ride around by themselves without doing any damn thing. And the niggas in the suburbs got pulled over way less than the niggas in the hood. Now the funny thing about that is when I went and put like alumni stickers on the back of the niggas from the hood's car, they got pulled over less than the niggas from the suburbs. Like, let that shit sink in. It's all about perception at the end of the day. If they think you're a certain way and they believe you're a certain way, they're going to treat you a certain way. It's that simple.
Yeah. I mean, I think to me, the discourse is so open right now that like everybody who is closed-minded, they always want to support a person who's open-minded and claim they want the best for that person. They want that person to succeed. But in reality, they're more or less afraid of what that person has to say because it goes directly against what they believe to be true. So it's like they don't actually want to help. They just want to hear it from they want to hear your viewpoint just so they can critique it.
Yeah,
but it's
and
like
they basically want to hear your viewpoint so they can critique it and make it their viewpoint. Like make you believe that so they can critique it and they give you their viewpoint, which is a talking point for more or less all.
And you're like, well, wait. When I say that it's incorrect, but when you say it isn't. Like it's just confused. That's what blows my mind about stuff like that. Like I can't tend with other people who want to tell me what I think just so that they can take my idea and make it not my idea anymore. It's their idea now.
Yeah.
Like, that doesn't make that's not fair. You don't do that to people.
Zang in the house? Zang's in the house?
No.
Yes.
Duzang has definitely watched internet comment etiquette because he posts like the longest, most like intricate comments. He's like, hey, "How are you doing? Oh, I heard that you were doing well. I watched your last video. You weren't."
Yeah, I know, right?
I wonder if
that's Duzang in a nutshell. Not playing.
You're talking very hesitantly.
Yeah.
Like, dude,
he's like he's so professional.
Well, I just thought I would leave a comment. All right, well, have a good one. Yeah, and yeah, it's just like never ending. It's almost like a Minnesota goodbye.
Every day is MGTOW Day.
Somebody was saying that too in a live stream too. They were like, every day, or it's like something's like you have to train. I'm like every day, and I just wanted to. I was like listening to it, and I was like, every day is MGTOW Day.
We did that. We actually did. Somebody did that film in the one live stream. He goes, they go every day. I think it was Wend or with somebody else. Every day. He goes every day. Again, he goes every day. They go every day. That last every day. Yeah. These things makes you feel that shit. Yeah, I think that was the last stream we were in. Yeah, because they kept on fucking with him when he was trying to do his outro. He's like, every day. Every day. Every day, 2 days. Every day. What about Tuesday? Every day. That was the funniest shit ever. Oh God.
For sure. Well, my phone's officially broken. Gotta grab a new one.
Oh God. How'd you break your phone again?
I literally have no idea. It's like literally Double I came and visited me. All of a sudden, it's just the screen doesn't.
It doesn't work anymore.
I think Lumo hacked. I think Lumo hacked my phone. To be honest,
you think the Lumo hacked your phone, right?
I think the Lumo hacked my phone.
The Lumo hacked your phone. Every day is MGTOW Day.
Sure me gang.
Mm-hmm.
Every day
is Sure Me Gang Day.
Every day, Sure Me Gang lives the philosophy.
Mm-hmm.
The most important thing.
For life, nigga. I know that's right.
You know how they were like debating when like Ben Shapiro and stuff was going in like lectures and stuff. It was like, and Jordan Peterson more. I was like, equality of opportunity versus equality of outcome.
Equality opportunity versus equality outcome. Yeah.
I kind of don't really care about the equality of outcome thing. Like I really don't care about whether or not people are able to do the exact same thing, or I guess they like are able to accomplish the exact same thing. Like I don't think that would make like a very cohesive society. I feel like there'd be like a lot of resentment because everybody pretty much has what you have, and
Hmm.
anything that you have that is special will probably be limited for the greater good. It's kind of like Harrison
Yeah.
Bergeron, and
Yeah.
like the fact that if you're strong, you get weights put on you. If you're fast, you get weights put on you. If you're talented at singing, you get basically like vocally castrated, which is what I feel like all happens all the time. And because I
Oh,
like to sing,
definitely.
but like a lot of people just they don't like it, so they just say that you're bad, or they'll treat it like they'll treat it like it's not pleasant to listen to. When I mean, it's like, wait, why live in a life when there's no expression, when there's no then there's no imagination or anything like that. And I don't know, I think
Former
people kind of
force in the house. Former force. Yeah, I agree with you 100% on that. Yam. It's like
Mr.
it's kind
Purple.
of sad. It's kind of sad. It's like one of those things where it's like you watch it happen and you have no choice but to watch it happen, and it just unfolds in front of your eyes, and it's like, oh, fuck. And
It's
it's
not like you
like,
can argue. It's not like you can be like, well, no, I'm gonna sing. It's because that just
yeah,
cements you in your craziness, how
yeah,
you feel.
definitely, yeah. Especially when you get the motherfuckers on especially when you get the motherfuckers on American Idol that think they can sing but they can't sing and shit. Like, oh, come
They're like,
on.
I'm gonna live my truth.
My favorite one was the Asian guy. She
Hey,
bang.
bang. Please don't tell me I sound like Jace or whatever his name is, Mr. Wong or Mike Wong or something.
I think his name was something wrong. Yeah, something like that. Yeah, she bang. She bang.
I gotta at least be as good as She Bangs guy.
Yeah, but it's like one of those. I don't know. Because my thing with equality of outcome is I hate equality of outcome. I like equality of opportunity. Because if everybody has the equal opportunity to get in, I'm all for it. If everybody has the equal opportunity outcomes, that means if we all have this, if we all got different jobs, we all get paid the same. I don't want to do my fucking job because I went to school longer. If you didn't go to school, you shouldn't get paid as much as me. I'm sorry. That's exactly how I feel about it. And that's typically how I feel about anything and everything like that. And it's just weird to
True.
me when I listen to people or watch people do that stupid shit, and it pisses me off when they end to watch it happen for all intents and purposes. I don't
Well,
know. That's just me though.
I guess that, well, to me, it's more like just because somebody has an education doesn't mean they get to feel entitled to getting like more
Oh,
to,
definitely, definitely.
to doing a better job or to doing a more comfortable job or anything. Like you don't really earn any of that just from getting your education. You pretty much earn it just by wherever it is you're at, whatever job it is that you're doing. Because if that was the case, I mean, everybody in top ranking positions will be educated, and I mean, that's just not true.
Yeah, it's definitely
Like
not true. There's a lot of
everybody
people.
in top
There's
ranking
a lot of
positions.
people in top positions that worked their way up to the top during the grandfather clause days. So they were in there. They were in there before all that stuff. And the funny thing I've noticed about that, when it comes down to it, is elaborating on what you said about the whole entire education thing. Just because you get an education, that don't mean you deserve a job. Just because you get an education in certain, that don't mean you deserve a job in a field that you don't have an education in. Like you can't tell me like you got a job. You pretty much went to school to be a fucking a social science or something like that, and you work for fucking you want to work for a fucking comic book a comic book as a comic book editor or artist.
Mhm.
Like it doesn't work like that. You actually got to go to school for what you actually got to work in the field that you went to school for. I mean, don't get me wrong. If you get in, you got in, and if you're a woman, you got in. I got answers on. I'll believe you got in. That's simply how I feel about it.
Yeah, I mean, I don't. Yeah, even though I say everything I do, it's like I'm also quick to assume because I know people that I like went to college with and what they picked, so I kind of judge you automatically based on what you picked. But now, like, I'm not gonna like sit here and think that like, oh, you got to pursue whatever you have to pursue what you go to school for. But if you're spending enough as much money as you are, I guess you might as well follow it. I
Yeah,
don't know. I think people. I think whatever it is, like people end up doing, like they might. It might just. It's not to say that it's just gonna fall right in your lap, But that
Mm-hmm.
perfect job, I feel like is going to take trial and error. It's not like you're going to just know exactly what you want right away and then go do it.
Mm-hmm.
And not like for in 99% of cases, I feel like it's more like ambiguous, I guess. And I don't know. For me, it's more just like I'm disillusioned by it. So it's like, why pursue something if it's just going to end, or just like if it's just not what I want, just because that's what everyone kind of commonly associates with like that career path. Like, oh, well, you should do this, you should do that, you should do this. I don't like to feel trapped. I like to feel like I have like a lot of different options.
Options, yeah. The sad part about that, if you get trapped in a certain thing and you don't like the job, then you're gonna be mad at the job, and you're probably gonna get fired from the job, or you're gonna quit the job and mess up any chances of getting another position at that job that you might like.
True.
Typically, how that works.
I guess like handling your rage is easier said than done, because it's just like
Mm-hmm.
you could end up with terrible luck, and then
No, definitely.
you can't blame somebody for reacting harshly when they just get the worst luck. I mean, all you can do is really just be there and support that individual, and
Mm-hmm.
not think that like people who get bad luck should just give up in life, or that they're confined to the same old habits. It's like, I think it's good to be like there's room for growth in all circumstances, like, for sure. And even though I feel like sometimes MGTOW is like has this defeatist mentality when it comes to relationships. That's not how you should view the rest of life, like around the rest of
Well, it's not the fact
life.
that they have a defeatist relationship. It's the fact that no, see, the people with defeatist relationships are the ones that don't even get into a relationship and make excuses for why they can't get in a relationship. Emo black pillars. Shade. But MGTOWs basically they've been through the shit, they've seen the shit, they lived the shit. So it's like, yeah, nope, I'm gonna take time for myself, figure myself out. So I talked about this earlier in the masculinity video. MGTOW basically, the base nature of MGTOW, once you boil it down, you get rid of the no cohabitation, no marriage, and no children. Once you boil it down to its basis, is basically men who went through a fucked up situation, got a raw ass deal, decided that, this is not for me right now. I'm gonna take time for myself, better myself, and do for myself, and make myself the better version of myself. And that's technically all it really is in its base form. That's all it really is in its base form. They basically withdrew. They basically either crawled out of the game, depending on how bad they got fabulously beaten in the game. They either crawled out of the game, got drugged out of the game, or ran or just crawled to safety out of the damn game like they were in the middle of war to basically safety so they can better themselves and fix themselves for all intents and purposes. That's typically how a lot of that works, and that's typically what MGTOW in a nutshell is. They basically crawled out of danger, worked on themselves, bettered themselves, learned to rewalk again, learned to do themselves again, learned to love themselves, learned to be better with themselves, and improved themselves for all intents and purposes, financially, mentally, emotionally, the whole 9 yards. It's typically how I view it. It's not really a defeatist attitude. It's more or less the fact that, okay, I got to do me now. I tried y'all. Now I got to do me. And that's what I admire about MGTOW. They basically realize that, okay, that was fucked up. I got in a fucked up situation. I'm not doing that right now. I'm just gonna do me. I'll let y'all do that, and let y'all spring chickens handle that shit. I'm gonna go over here, dust myself off, learn some skills, learn what my hobbies are, better myself, and go on from there. That's pretty much all it really is. Like, you're just trying to improve yourself and make yourself the better version of you by yourself without somebody trying to drag you down or drag you back in. That's typically how that works.
Yeah, I mean, there's no way to avoid people trying to drag you back in, which is why I think it pays to be kind of like a dick, or kind of be.
Oh yeah, definitely. It always pays to be a dick.
That doesn't rub well with everybody, because
yeah, I don't have to play, because I realize this.
You are, and the more you rub well with other people, the more you just constantly find yourself getting roped into other people's like BS.
Oh, yeah.
It's like, oh, I'm back again. Oh, it's back again. Guess who's back? That nigga's BS.
Right?
What you got going on over there? I'm part of that too. Guess who's back? Guess what's back?
This
It's just
motherfucker's
like
back. He's talking to shit. He's doing this. They're
he's
doing
doing
that.
it.
Oh
Nah,
shit!
nah,
Come
nah.
on now. Dun 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 dun. dun.
You
Yeah, it's
know,
pretty much what it is.
I want like the thing is like I'm really upset because like I wanted to participate in the stream, but my phone literally just got destroyed. So, but I'm not making excuses. You know, I'm trying to improve. I'm trying to improve my my contribution to this. But it's like the whole entire time you're talking, I'm like literally finicking with my phone. Like the keyboard part is literally just strobe light. Like it literally I can't see it, so I'm trying to type the password and uh, it keeps getting messed up. So I'm just I'm getting locked out of my phone. It's really irritating, and I'm just bitter. You know, I don't know. Maybe I'm just bitter. That's what
Maybe I'm just bitter. Maybe I'm just bitter.
maybe I'm just bitter old man. You know, blah blah blah. I'm just bad with technology. You know, maybe not. I don't know. You know, maybe I'm just maybe I just just be alone forever. You know, I don't know. That's how this dude Anomaly. That's how he makes his content. Like he'll come on with like really strong with like his video his viewpoint on how it's like the red pills like basically just exposing the satanic elements of like society and stuff. And then at
No,
the end
definitely.
he'll be like, I don't know, maybe I'm just maybe I'm just a bitter old man, Uncle Tom. Just, just throw in like a bunch of uh shaming stuff that he's probably heard countless times. And I don't know, that's just something I look forward to and I'm positive about. Like I'm just kind of excited for all of the people I'm gonna piss off just by having my viewpoint. That's all I really.
Mm-hmm.
That's the only
Shit.
thing to.
That's what my channel
That's,
was started on. That's what the English channel was basically my English speaking channel was started on.
dude, that's all.
I used to literally have like as somebody used to follow me way back when. I used to literally have in my comment section, let's see how many feminists we could piss off today.
Yeah, I mean, to me, I just
Yay
think
me.
that's really the only proper attitude to have if you want to be if you're at all self awareness and then just the acknowledgement that how are you gonna react when someone just says, I literally don't give a fuck at all how you
Mm-hmm.
feel about something. Like in
Mm-hmm.
that moment, do you want to show weakness or do you want to show strength? And in all,
Mm-hmm.
I mean, for me, I just want 100% of those things to be strength. Now, I get where certain people are coming from when they're like, your word has to be bond, this, that, you have to be able to say what you mean in a way that commands respect from people. But I
Mm-hmm.
don't think I don't think that benefits you 100% of the time because I guess if you are gonna act like that way to women, you also have to realize that women already know that they can't best you physically, so they have to bring in other men into the picture that are going to take
Mm-hmm.
your aggressiveness and your assertive attitude and take it as a threat, and then they're going to either consider it disrespect and therefore become aggressive with you, or they're going to resort to some feminine tactics and they're going to shame you to people that you know and create a cloud of drama and controversy surrounding you.
Mm-hmm.
And they're going to try to basically drown you out that way or embargo you, and then just take away stuff, and then try to take away as much of your confidence as possible. And to me, I don't even like having ownership over my confidence because a lot of times my ideas that I have, whether they be good or not, they come from another philosophy. They come from numerous philosophies, which
Mm-hmm.
is why it's like sometimes it can be hard for a person who is like MGTOW to formulate an argument. That's what I was talking about with Jaguar and
Mm-hmm.
Moose in a server. It's like you can't really say that MGTOW is like Western American philosophy because it borrows so much from French philosophy, from John Locke, from laissez-faire. It borrows a lot from Eastern traditions and
Mm-hmm.
Taoism. MGTOW is literally like MGTOW, like it's like literally that it takes so much from a bunch of different ways of thinking that ultimately it boils down to like I feel like some of the MGTOW
That's
content
why it's a
creators
philosophy.
are like they are like Plato, or they're like Socrates, or um
Mm-hmm.
they're like they're like a bohemian, or they're just somebody who doesn't that doesn't believe the same way that like society believes. I guess that kind of makes you like edgy, but I wouldn't say it makes you like an edge lord, like
True Sherman in the house.
Jody. Man, you keep saying that, and I keep thinking I'm gonna be talking to them, but they're literally too many Sherm shows gone in the same night. Nice.
Nice. I'm definitely gonna go check that out after this is over.
Content overload. Goddamn pea brains. Doozangs. Every day.
Is Nick Jones day?
And okay, so another thing. So then, what goes on with that then is like, you have an audience. Okay, so this might be something interesting. Yeah. So then the audience of MGTOW, then, right? I feel like the audience is more like, it's just because we focus so much on the message, we don't really try to cater it to anybody, and we don't really cater to people emotionally, and that's why it's not very persuasive, unless somebody's actually lived it, and in which case they're fully in support of it, but then it looks like a cult to people who are more like normies, I guess you could say. Even though I don't like using that word, it's more like people who are normies. They're just, oh, you don't want to live in the real world. That's just being afraid. That's just being like this and that. And it's like, no, I mean, it's more like on an esoteric level. It's like, I do live in society. Like, I'm a responsible member of society. It's just, I choose not to.
A nigga plays taxes in society. What the fuck? What do you mean? I don't want to be a part of society.
Like I said in this shoot before, like, I'm trying to get a Baron Yam statue erected in Orange County. Like, this is something like I want.
I don't know about that now. Now you're going overboard now. You better do something real good for Orange County before you be getting all that shit. Then your mom gonna be asking questions like, "Isn't that you? Why is your name Baron Yam? Your name is not Yam."
And I'd be like, it's a long.
She'll be mad at you for not using a family name and shit like that. Because you need to use a family name, damn it. You got to use the family name because that's the cultures we come from. You got to use the family name. Everybody's got to know that our family's great. You came from our family.
Even though I'm more of like a potato, Even though being like I'm a hardworking potato, like I think that
we'll just call you Spud.
There's like first responders. There's like there's people who I think really deserve the real praise and stuff that I think that they just kind of overlooked or passed over. And I mean, you also have people who are just doing it for that hero poon too, which is like, I see that all the time. They're just like, I'm such a cool officer. I'm gonna get there, and then it's like I'm in uniform. It was like, oh goodness gracious, and it's like that's what a lot of societies run on. It's just the poon exchange. It's like the stock exchange.
What's up, True Sherm? Now he's gonna switch to his other account and shit. He went from True Sherm 2 to True Sherm 1. I thought his account got banned or some shit like that when he's on there. There's a twisted T-shortage apparently.
We trust. Give him 1 week.
You said give him 1 week. a twisted T-shortage, baby. That's because Tico bought him all for his porno, baby.
Young Spud. Like Spud Webb.
Little Spud. Oh, goodness. Spud Nicks. I like that. Young Spud. Yeah.
And it's like, to me, it's like, okay, I could, because it kind of is hypocritical too. This is why it is hypocritical, because it's like, it's like, to me, in the red pill space, like, always work on yourself. And then they're like, but you don't want to work on you don't want to work on being in a relationship though if you're MGTOW.
Yeah.
And it's like,
it's not the fact they don't want to work on it, it's the fact that they rather focus on themselves. And that's the problem with people. People hate people that's selfish, and people hate people that don't pay them no mind. People hate people who don't want to listen to them, and people hate people who don't want to participate in the bullshit or the fucking. That's pretty much how it works.
Or, I mean, to be honest, it's more like if a person is, I guess you could say they'd be strong-willed, but they still like can have fun and be, I guess they could be more, they could have more leeway, whereas somebody who has less control over their desires is more strict about the way they do things.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like if you have the ability, I feel like if you're at a certain threshold, then not only can you not pay attention to people and not feel guilty about it, but you're also able to adapt to a situation much more easily and have good situational awareness.
Mm-hmm.
Which I mean, or like, and then just not care about what people think, which I think is a good goal to have. Like, if you become,
For sure.
if you have to be selfish in order to do that, like you just have to cope with the fact that you got to be selfish, because that's a
Mm-hmm.
skill that you need in order to
Mm-hmm.
like make it through in life. You got to know what's going on around you, and it's like if you try to talk to somebody for long enough, they just want to deny what's going on around them, and they don't want to actually admit it, and they want to just push the blame off to other people instead of realizing that they have a problem. And it's almost like you said, like an addict.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, I kind of think about the end result. The end result for a lot of people will probably be worse, because they've let themselves go so long without actually fixing a problem.
Mm-hmm. That's simply how
Rather,
people do it. They rather not fix the problem. They rather focus on other people and try to make it sound like they have a problem when in fact it's actually their problem that they're actually projecting on the other people. I actually talked about that in an earlier stream too. Now I think about it,
it's like,
which is
dude, I
actually
feel
pretty
great.
funny. Yeah,
It's like,
like I feel
how can
perfectly
you make it
fine,
feel?
nigga. Just because you mad and your life sucks. I mean, because I always because I literally and when I say this, I literally mean this when I say this in my stream. When people ask me how do I sleep at night or like how can you do that? You're a monster. Like I literally mean this shit when I say this. It just feels better when you're upset on Corinthian leather. I'm just keeping it 100. It just feels better crying on Corinthian leather. I'm being 100 honest. Like what you ain't gonna tell me is what you ain't gonna do is make me feel guilty about anything I do in the least
Yeah,
bit because at the end of
like
the
there's
day,
this. So like I was throwing this. I think I was throwing a party. No, or it was like a bunch of people got off work, and we went to
mm-hmm,
this girl's house, and she lives in a tiny. It's like you walk in, and it's like the bed is like 3 feet away from you, and then like there's a kitchen on the other side of that living room. It's like the tiniest studio literally you ever
it's just
seen.
like a studio apartment basically. Yeah.
It's like it's a tiny little apartment up in the Midwest, and it's like they're sitting there. It's like few guys, and then like these two girls, and one of them gets a little bit too open and expressive, and she's like, I cry sometimes, just to cry because it feels good. To just let it all out, and then like the other girl was like, no, you're not supposed. You don't have to cry. Why would you be so sad? You don't have to cry. And it's like, bitch, stop. It's literally stop focusing on other people and you deal with the fact that you can't let out your emotions like a normal human being. Like literally, you like
Mm-hmm.
learn how to like um internalize things. I think not every person is waiting to be fixed. And I think the moment certain people realize that feel a lot more free. They'll have a lot more mental space to actually like deal with themselves and appreciate the value instead of being like, oh no, I messed up on this and I shouldn't be enjoying something you know, because I always can improve because I make tons of mistakes, and
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I used to have that mentality, which is why I'm so vehemently against it, because it just has held me back to this point. It has never actually benefited me.
Mm-hmm.
Like to be honest, even the mistakes I made, you said I could learn from. It wasn't that mentality. It was because I had an air of confidence about me, and I was like, I could do this. I can do this. And then I made a mistake, and I learned from it. But the
Mm-hmm.
whole fear thing really never helped me out. And so, I mean, it was like in some of the live streams where people say that, but then they interpret it as a different thing where they're like, you should go out and you should have relationships with women, or you should go out and you just go out and just jump into something that like very quickly.
Mm-hmm.
I Part of me actually agrees with that. It's like you do need experiences, but I think they forget the fact that talking to people who are well rounded enough to understand like Yeah, not every experience you need to
Well,
have. You
no,
can some,
yeah, because you don't
you
need to
can
have all
sometimes.
experiences. That'd be like me saying you don't have experience with STDs, you should go out and get an STD. Nigga, what? That's pretty much what that
It's like
like saying.
you'll never understand the burn of a relationship until you go out and get burned. It's like I don't want to be burned there for the rest of my life. Thanks a lot,
Right?
but
I don't
I,
want to be peeing blood or pus or anything like that. I'm sorry. I'd rather keep my dick
I'm
to myself,
fine. I'm
please.
fine. Actually, I actually turned down one of my turned down my first white girl, directly the other day. I was like, yeah, I'm just not interested in white women, and she was like, what? She's like, how? Oh my gosh, but you're so nice to blah blah blah. And I was just like, that don't mean that don't mean I'm attracted. That don't mean I'm sexually attracted to them. And I felt
Hmm.
like Tico Trent Redfield Jr.
Right? I don't date white girls. I ain't gonna lie to you. I don't date white girls. I don't
I was
date
like,
white girls
oh
at
look,
all.
you're a beautiful girl too. You're a beautiful girl just like her. The only problem is I'm not attracted to you guys sexually. They're just like,
Oh wow, you put a
okay.
Tico turn on them.
I did. I whipped it out.
You,
I
you,
whipped it
you
out
should
for
have
you.
took it one step further and go, see, there's beautiful. Everybody's beautiful. Not everybody's
Exactly. No, I
attractive
didn't
to
have
me.
time to do that. Like when I'm working, I just like I'm the reason that was like a defense mechanism because it's like I'm not talking to somebody for that long usually, and like
Mhm.
about where it gets to that point, and it's like I've exhausted all the quippy things I have to say, so it's like back to just my normal goofy self,
Mhm.
or I just find something else to do, just focus on my work because it's like that's pulling me in a good direction as opposed to trying like potentially rope myself into something else where it's like, oh, did you hear what he said? He said this about
Lord
me.
Sos, what's up?
Like, oh my god,
Mhm.
oh my god. And like the rumor mill, I realized has the power of the rumor mill increases the further up you go the corporate ladder.
Mhm.
So it's like if you don't like that stuff, you shouldn't feel compelled to like climb that because dude, it literally gets worse. It does. It's not like it gets better. It's not like this is the LBTQP plus over here.
Mhm.
It's not. It doesn't get
Yes.
better for
Yeah.
people whenever they share. It's like you
No, it
just
doesn't.
you might as well just bet double zero or something at the roulette wheel because it's like you're betting on people having a soul and having a unique way of seeing something like you, and
Mhm.
that typically never happens. Like you typically never meet people like that at work.
Yeah.
I mean, it's possible to, but I wouldn't say your social skills actually bring that about. Like you can't use your quote unquote social skills to find like-minded people because I think the way that society is set up, those people are pushed so far away from each other in terms of being able to dissociate that it's more serendipity whenever you meet people like that online. So that's why I never had a sort of ego about, oh, I talked to all these like these smart people. I talked to all these people about this stuff. That means I know stuff. It's like, no, I got pretty lucky. I would say I got pretty lucky. Like not a
Yeah.
lot of people would be able to, I guess, find people that think the way they
Did
do.
he
So
say Tico's manicuring his beard? No, I'm not.
hold
I'm
on.
sick
Isn't
of
a
the nigga.
manicure for your fingers?
That would you would think that. I mean, you can manicure
Dude,
your
I'm gonna
beard and make
shave
it
this
neat,
beard today.
but you can make it neat, but
Creeping over my top lip. I hate that when you got the whiskers in your mouth. That's not good. That's not good. You don't have to trim that. You gotta trim that.
yeah, definitely.
Can't have the whiskers in my mouth. I probably should do that. The only thing is, I gotta unsubscribe from Dollar Shave Club because they just keep sending me razors, and I'm like, bruh, I don't need that many razors. Like you send me literally enough razors to last till middle of next year. It's not necessary.
Yeah, I don't think I shaved that much. I'm sorry. Like, no, I don't. Like,
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah, for sure. It's
apparently they've been getting a lot. Apparently they've been getting a lot of traction since what's it called? Shot themselves in the foot with that commercial.
oh, Gillette.
Uh, yeah, since Gillette shot themselves in the foot with that commercial, they've been getting a lot of
I thought you
traction
were
at
talking
Dollar
about
Shave
Megan
Club.
Stallion, the Stallion or whatever.
Oh no, no,
I was like,
I'm talking about
wait.
I'm talking about Gillette and them there. Apparently, Schick, Dollar Shave Club, been getting like a shit ton of attention, and because I remember when they first came out, and people were crying about like I remember because my channel was out way before the whole entire Gillette thing, and people were crying about using Gillette. And I basically did a video on the type of razors I use, and the fact that I don't use any of the companies that that everybody else is using, and it's typically how it works. Like, oh, you're crying about not wanting to use what was it called, SC Johnson wax and shit like that, SC Johnson Company.
Yeah.
I don't use anything from
And
SC
then
Johnson Company.
Sosa's saying is right too. Like if you just like turn on a brisk cold shower and just stand in that bitch with a razor and just shave your face all the way clean, like it gives you a lot of like confidence, a lot of pride because you're like, I don't even need a mirror, bro. I could just shave. This is how I woke up like this. And you
Yeah. The irony to it though, if you do it that way with cold water, your pores won't open up.
Oh, because with the heat definitely opens it up. The cold, I feel like we're just to me, I just feel like I get a closer shave when it's when the water's colder. Maybe I'm wrong for thinking that.
It could be, but like the question is, do you have to use aftershave after you're done now?
See, the funny thing is that the shave club sends me like this balm and this shave balm post shave.
Oh, okay, gotcha. Okay, so you don't even have to use aftershave.
It's not like a cooling, stinging kind of aftershave. It's kind of like a smoothing, conditioning aftershave. So I guess that's probably why I feel like I get it closer. Maybe it is true because that does make sense though. Because when your skin gets colder, it does like shrink up. So I can see how it would be like hard to get a closer shave like that. The one thing I saw George Bruno shave, like he did a tutorial. He's like, bro, if you're gonna shave, you gotta shave cold. Oh, never use hot water when you shave. And I was like, well, he's a barber.
Hey, I believe him. You're probably right. Shit. And that's where probably a lot of people mess up too. I would not be shocked if that's where a lot of people mess
Another
up.
thing too, I actually learned in the Outer Worlds game I'm playing. It's like barbers are actually they actually were the ones who prepared the dead. Like they actually like part of their job is to make you presentable. And in the game, it's like they cut living people's hair, but they also like prepare the dead. And that's like
they got hairstylists for that shit too. Where they'll like do the woman's hair so they can dye. Like that bitch really need to be. They even got makeup artists that literally do the dead. Like really do like you make her look like a $2 hoe while she's in the casket. Like come on now. Like legit. Why you gotta look like a $2 hoe?
Yeah,
she a hoe. She died, looked like a hoe.
Imagine putting like fake eyelashes on. It's just like a corpse. That would be that'd be great. But yeah, people do it, and I think it's actually like it's very honorable that there's like a profession of that because people deserve respect after death. It's not like they just like
they do, but you can't be having a person look like a hoe.
Well, obviously. PG items.
Got the chick looking like something from a cherry pie video.
Look at the PE ratio and the dividend. What are they talking about? Oh, Colgate
stock.
They're talking about investing. Okay, I see what they're talking
P&G stock. P&G stock is Procter and Gamble stock is good. Wait, isn't Procter and Gamble the one that actually owns? No, Procter and Gamble. That's the one that owns this. Isn't that the part of the SC Johnson? Or part of the whole entire conglomerate with Gillette.
Lord, so why are some people's face look like they still have scruff, but they smooth, dark spot type thing? Do things in games. Maybe they ran out of P&G soap.
Probably. Good one.
I don't think I've ever used a Procter & Gamble product, unless they own other products that I don't know about, like Maybelline or something. I don't know. Maybe I used Garnier for Batiste or something, and that's Procter & Gamble. But I'm not for sure. Someone would need to look that up because I don't have a phone in order to look it up.
They sell
What I could
Comet.
do is
They sell Spick and Span, Comet, Bounty, Charmin,
okay, I've used Bounty and I've
Dawn,
used Cha-Cha.
Dawn, Febreze,
Dawn, like the dish.
Mr. Clean,
Oh,
Safeguard, Swiffer. Okay, their products are Febreze, Tide, Comet, Cascade, Charmin, Bounty.
oh, dang! You gotta invest in that. That's like basically everybody's hoarding at home. Is all that stuff. Like literally every day, that stuff just flies off the shelves. So yeah, you should invest in that. P&G, all the way. They own toilet.
They got you covered.
Oh, for sure.
Period.
Go check out a Manly's video about it. He's made videos about that stuff. I gotta check that out because yeah, it's like you got extra money, you should invest it in something like that. That's something that's like
Definitely.
really hot right now.
Yeah, especially
And of course,
because
if you're like follow Jaguar or like a lot of the MGTOW content creators, they are big into silver. Silver is definitely a good thing to invest in right now.
yeah, people make me laugh though. I always laugh at people. Well, Tico, you don't know shit. You're a lame. But I drive a Morgan Super Sport Arrow. You don't. I'm a lame though.
I was like, wait. Who's calling who a lame? And it's like, to me, the funniest thing is like how they try to separate. They're like the internet and real life are two different things.
Oh, definitely.
And I always noticed that's something that people who are like, you could say like normies. That's literally something that they think. They're like, just because you did something on the internet doesn't mean that it's real. Like it's not real life. Like you can't actually say that. But then it's like, but you went on a dating app and found and like hooked up with a bunch of women, and you think that makes you a real life player.
No, basically, here's my thing. Here's my thing with the internet. And I always said this to people who do stupid shit like that. So you're telling me you went on the line to look for bottom feeders when you could have found bottom feeders in your own neighborhood? Well, no, they're online. No, you went online to find bottom feeders when you could have found bottom feeders in your own damn neighborhood. So you spent all that time online when you could look left and right to find bottom feeder.
Yeah, I mean, it's not like they bang all the bottom feeders in their neighborhood, but they bang one, and that one exposes them or to 5 others, and then
some of these things, but there's more.
Reduce the pull by 50%.
But there's more.
They try their luck more. And
don't Procter & Gamble own Gillette?
And it's like I'm okay with failure. Like I'm okay with a relationship failing because it's like that saves me a bunch of trouble. But I'm definitely not a fan of just like constantly seeking rejection in all the places where, like, for all intents and purposes, I don't care about what people think. Like I'm not going to care about what somebody online says about me, and if they reject me, it's like why would I invest in that? Why would I try to convince that person
why would you reward the company that tried to do us wrong there, guys? Why would you reward the company that tried to do us wrong?
Who, Procter & Gamble?
Yeah, Gamble. They own Gillette. Yeah, they did us wrong, guys. Why you gonna go over there and buy stock in them fools?
My bad.
I'm so disappointed. I knew they owned it. I swear they owned Gillette, and I can't believe y'all are preaching this shit in my live stream right now. I'm so upset with everybody right now. I'm so upset with y'all.
No, they didn't know.
It's rewarding us too. You're trying to make it it's rewarding us. I'm so disappointed in y'all guys talking about P&G stock in my stream. I don't even use P&G products.
Do you think it's gonna be like women make 70 cents on the dollar every day is wage gap day,
right? I don't care about the dividends. I'm not rewarding them fools. P&G is now banned from my whole entire live stream. Nobody's allowed to talk about P&G. WG's banned from all live streams.
Well, like look at Donald Trump. I mean, obviously, he is the filleted candidate out of all the other candidates to the Democrats and Republicans. Like no one can't not talk about him. So I mean,
Definitely, everybody talks about him.
Want to hate him,
so he's getting free advertisement from everybody under the sun.
If you really hated somebody, you just ignore them. If you actually didn't support them subconsciously, you would literally not care. Like just like how I don't care about Biden or I don't care about Kamala Harris. I don't spend a lot of time talking crap about them because I just don't care about them. And I don't care if anybody else cares about them and they want me to care about them. I don't care about them, so I'm not going to spend time talking about them. And I don't want them to win. I don't even want them to lose. I don't care. But it seems like the more successful a person gets, the more a person tries to be loved by like everybody. Kind of like how you say like Trump was trying to do. The more he just gets met with just a bunch of fierce haters and adversity and just hatred. Like I don't know. Maybe hopefully he structured his life where he doesn't actually get to bear witness to a lot of that.
You know what I found funny about Trump that I like about Trump is when something happens, he just has that smug smile on his face, the smug Trump smile. Yeah. That makes me fucking laugh every single time I see that. Especially when somebody's talking shit on him, he be having that smug Trump smile. Oh, I'd be cracking up when he be doing that.
I mean, what other reaction should you have? Oh, you're right. I am racist. I am. You know what? I apologize. I'll do better. I'll try to be not as racist. Like, given everything we know about biases and perception and all that, take a page right out of the liberals' book. It's like you can't not be racist if everybody already thinks that you're racist. There's no way that I apologize if you didn't do anything but keep your name in the tabloids for a couple of weeks, and then all of a sudden they're on to the next drama.
Then when you win, you'll be racist again while you're in office. No, the racist. Another racistness. Like, no, it's not racistness. I don't feel any racism. You should be offended by him. I'm not offended by him. I'm not offended by him in the least bit.
Yeah. I mean, there's nobody who isn't black that if they win, everybody respects it unanimously. It's like there's always people.
Even if it is, like the funny thing about that, the funny thing about that is even when Obama won, there was a lot of black people that didn't like Obama. Like, let that shit sink in. So black people aren't really okay all the time with things. They're always going to be upset, basically.
The majority of blacks never view blacks cohesively until it becomes an election year.
Grab Harris by the pussy, winning.
Harris
winning.
Oh, Kamala. Oh, okay.
That's very funny. That's what America said. Grab.
But my point with that is just like there's never any of this unity. There's never any of this kind of like collective mindset until the Democrats need votes. Then it's like, okay, we should all band together. But then all the other times they don't want to know anything about black people killing other black people. They don't want to know anything about just single mother birth rates. They don't want to know anything about drugs. They don't want to know anything about crime. None of that stuff. Which is all problems that could be fixed. That could have us being a better people. But then all of a sudden, the Democrats are like, "Hey guys, we need some votes." Now people are like in the streets, literally like telling white people to apologize and kneel and stuff, and like it just doesn't make sense to me. Even though, I mean, even being somebody that you wouldn't be like, "Oh, that dude's black" right off the bat. Like I still get upset about it because it doesn't make people that I relate to look bad or related to look well. It makes them look bad. Yeah, it makes them look like they're turncoats. And even though they're convicted, it makes them look like they're being deceived, and they don't even know that they're being deceived. And that's what I think is just like upsetting about it. And it doesn't make me feel better to support Donald Trump because, to be honest, I just abide by whoever the president was. I didn't even vote for him in the first place. So it's like
Trump winning by a handful. Make 2020 a handful. No, they didn't.
A handful of what? A handful of that.
Right.
Handful of coochie.
Handful of ass.
Speaking of a handful of a coochie, a handful of ass. I better get on out of here. Get my handful of coochie. I'm just kidding, guys.
No, he didn't.
I told you guys if I were to date somebody, I would let you guys know immediately, and I would definitely not be MGTOW anymore. I would not do that to everybody who fought for everything.
Two
All
hands,
the thoughts.
two hands, two titties. That's funny.
I love your titties because they prove I can focus on two things at once.
Oh, good lord, this guy.
That's Kanye West. That's Kanye West.
Oh,
Pussy. That was fake. That was a head fake. Get it?
that was a good one. That was a good one. America's with the win.
But,
America's winning.
I probably should go because I want to like browse some OnePlus phones. So you guys have a good night out there, and Baron and Tren, it's always nice. It's always nice to come over here and talk shit because you gotta talk shit. If you feel like you did something right and you don't talk shit, then what's the point of even doing things right if you can't talk about it?
Definitely.
Just there's got to be some shit talk with it, and I mean, you'd be like, oh, you should humble yourself. You should have manners, have respect and stuff.
Oh, fuck humbling
And
yourself.
like,
only humble yourself when you need to humble yourself. Being humble is for church.
Yeah. That's like I've been hearing a trend lately, and it's like in this space.
Fuck your couch.
It's like in this space we all should be able to humble ourselves because we don't know what we don't know, and since we don't know that, then we should be in the spirit of the red pill brother. Can I get a amen?
Okay, right, Cat Williams over here with this shit. Sound like Cat Williams. Can I get a holla holla? Shimmin' on that shit about a Honda.
Tam holla washem holla. But yeah, no, I mean, take all the stuff that you hear. I would say take all the stuff you hear, like MGTOW content creators, with a grain of salt, because it's like you're not gonna.
Yeah, I'm acting prude as shit.
Yeah, I'm acting prude and shit. Well, I'm not a prude, but I mean, I would like to be perceived as a prude. Like I've literally stolen Wynn's line now already, and that like a girl interested me. I'm like, my dick is small. I have this very small dick. I'm sorry. Like, I'll say literally anything to get out of a woman's line of sight. To be honest, it's just not worth it. Not worth it, guys. No matter how much you want to humble yourself in front of a woman. Don't humble yourself. Don't do that. You're not in church. She's not.
I remember I told a white girl I was at a bar. She was hitting me with him. She goes, "You mean in the bedroom, or you mean like spankings?" To death. She just walked away very.
She's like, "Oh, I get a kick out of that kind of stuff. I don't think I'll ever be like, gosh, I just deserve it because I'm a gentleman. Why aren't women? Damn." So it's like Trevor's down there. I was like, "Oh shit!" Now they're interested in it. God, fuck. Why did I say that? Why didn't I just say it was small? Because be honest, like I heard Austria Dick, he was like, if you're bisexual, then women actually find you more attractive because you have more value to more people in the sexual market. True story. I was like, this is crazy. Despite the fact that
the sad part about that is despite the fact that is, you hear a lot of women will say in a heartbeat, "I can't date a bisexual person if I know they're bisexual." That's exactly what they'll say. I can't date a bisexual person, but they find bisexual people attractive because you have more. Yeah.
She's like saying she wants somebody who's funny and tall, but then she dates the deadpan short guy.
Yeah, I know, right?
And it's like she wants, like you said, and she's like, "I don't do drama. I do drama. I don't."
Okay, I was off a little bit. It's 5.8 inches. 5.87 inches is the global average for penis size.
So almost 6. That must be crazy. That must be crazy to be like, wow, all women 1 to 6, and I got the global average, which is 5.8.
Check this out. You'll love this. Check this out. 2.2% of the population has a penis between 7 to 8 inch, 7.2 to 8 inches. So yeah, so every 7 in 1,000 guys, 7 in 1,000 guys, or 0.07% have a 9 inch penis. I'm glad I'm in that category.
Point zero.
Only 0.7%. I like being a part of like this small group of people in a world that they can actually gloat about shit.
3 standard deviations away from the mean.
Mm-hmm.
You can't learn that on the CC. You got to go to
Yeah.
math.
So in all technicality, only 2.34% of human beings have penises over 7.25 inches.
Dang,
Only 2.34% of men in this whole entire world have penises over 7.25 inches. Let that just sink in.
Yeah. Well, I guess I gotta go click
I might as well look up the global. I might as well look up the global average height.
Yeah, you should, because I'm 5'9", and like it's not that I tower above people, but it's like I appreciate my height. I don't want to be any shorter, obviously, because it would just be a hit to my ego, and it's like I don't know. I just feel like I don't want to take it. Of course, like I would if I was like reincarnated as a shorter person. I actually would be happy because I can like get into crawl spaces and shit and become a better thief and become a better like ninja and just a overall around better assassin in general. But like being the average height is good because you can just blend in easier and people are less intimidated by you. But like your chances of dating somebody, oh yeah, no. It's like women like their 6-footers for sure. They definitely do.
Definitely.
And it's like in certain cultures, it's almost like, yeah, you should probably just give up on dating in that culture. You should just give up on dating in that culture because you can't make a woman feel safe. She's not going to be with you. And that's part of that is just the whole height thing. It's over, bro. It's over. How tall are you? 5'9". It's over. It's over.
How many? The percentage of men, dang.
I think I said in one of my videos is like, I think it's called a short video about respect or something. It's 15 minutes long, but in it, I was like, if you see a girl, you should never let her see you looking at her. You should just like kind of like peep it, and then go about your business. Never catch her looking at you, or never get caught staring at her. Don't be doing that.
Here we go. Only 14.5% of men in the whole entire world are 6 feet and over.
14.5.
14.5% of men in the whole entire world are 6 feet and over. 3.
What is this? What is Mr. Forward talking about? I'm good. I'm at 7.5 LX. Costco championship.
You said Costco champ. You talking about Costco? And the sad part about that, only 3.9%.
Frog splash at the top.
Oh, this guy. Only 3.9% of men in the whole entire world are 6'2" and over.
But he's got him on the sample table.
Got him on the sample table, right? Yeah, I'm crazy for this shit. Yeah,
bust some clearance light or some light fixture over the guy's head. They should really have that Royal Rumble.
This motherfucker these days. I'm a wrecking ball. Okay.
I'm a rat.
Goodness gracious.
Big tippy. Wow. 7 out of 1,000. Wow.
Yeah, 7 out of 1,000 men are.
Come on, Jeremy. You can't climb chain fences. So, well, yeah. Okay, I'm glad. Dude, you guys are awesome. People in the chat, man.
Yeah, they say the most crazy shit in the world, and that makes me laugh.
Good night, Duzanes. Have a good night. Yeah.
All right, yeah, we're gonna call it.
I'm gonna go to bed.
Because
Too.
yeah, you've been trying to get off here for the longest time.
It is. That's usually how it is. And I don't know. I think I'm the white spy, and you're the black spy. You're the black spy.
Pretty much.
But yeah, okay. Well, Americus, it's been a pleasure.
Americas, fuck yeah.
Fuck yeah. And yeah. Oh, I would say, live long and prosper, like Spock, and be logical and stuff, and be discerning and be good, and yeah, yeah, just be if you're be happy that you're right or that you're making the right decisions in life. Don't let
You want to look at the blue size average now? Oh, you got to be freaking kidding me, performer.
Look that up.
Oh god.
Average boob size. Because I feel like it's small. I feel like it's like an A cup or like a B cup.
I think it's B. I think B is the average. It's like between B and C.
Oh, one last thing while I was looking that up. Yeah, because we've been hearing a lot of shaming language on the channel lately, and my response is always like, well, why don't you tell women to make it easier for us to get what we want, as opposed to making it as to telling us we got to try harder. You just got to try harder. You're not trying hard enough. And the settings, they'll never try harder. They never need to try harder. They don't need to try at all. They just can sit. They just get to sit back while we do all.
The average breast size in Asia is B cup. The average breast size in Europe is a C cup. The average breast size in Africa is a B cup.
Wow.
Then you got a bunch of A cups.
Are they counting guys too with man boobs in America, or is that?
I'm pretty sure they're thinking about. Just women. I think Europe's average size is between C and D. Most of Canada's pretty much C.
Wow.
South America actually got the biggest breast. At D's.
South America has the
biggest natural breast goes to South America.
Okay, cool. Buying a plane ticket right now.
Chilean women actually have C cup breasts. So who was that? Colombia's average size is D's.
Eastern Europe.
Croatia has D's. Czech Republic has D's. Well, obviously. Wow. Germany has D's. Germans have D's. A's. St. Lucia has A's. St. Vincent's and Grenada has A's. Solomon Islands has B's. Samoa's has A's. I kind of seen that shit coming. Every single African country pretty much has A's. Pretty much every single. Well, Saudi Arabia are B's. Oh, Somalia. Oh, that's kind of sort of. They got B's. South Africa has B's. Spain has B's. Sri Lanka has A's. Sudanese has A's. Suriname has A's. Switzerland has A's. Sweden has double D's. I've seen that coming.
That's how they were able to stay neutral. Because they could focus on two things.
No, Switzerland has D's. Swaziland, Africa has A's. I'm sorry. Taiwan has A's. Tajikistan
were annexed by Russia, so they took.
Right, whatever D's were annexed by Russia. Yeah, that's how they got their double D's. Oh shit. Uruguay has C's. Uzbekistan has B's. I can't pronounce that country, but they have B's. Venezuela has D's. These nuts. Let me quit. No,
Is there like
yeah.
there's no data on any of the Asian countries, or you're just leaving them for the last?
Well, no, all the Asian countries basically have A's or B's.
Boob chart on the next live stream. All right, yeah. So this would be a thread that we're gonna follow. Are boobs going extinct? We'll hear more at 11.
We're here for a moment from our correspondent,
Baron, yeah.
Man.
I went deep into the breasts of the American people to see if I could find the truth about boobs.
You sound like Donald Trump right there when you said that. Boobs.
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 That's one New York boob. Shout out Dave Chappelle. Okay.
You need a boob chart. I would definitely pull that up the next live stream. Most definitely, boob chart next live stream. Got it.
Boob chart.
I don't care what the topic is. I'm pulling up the boob chart.
It's like,
the topic would be about the topic would be about parenting, and on a boob chart, I'll be scrolling the boob chart right next to it.
and not to be seized that the children that feast on the double D breasts grow up to be much more likable.
Actually, no. The ones who have like the ones who feast on B's and A's tend to grow up to be more likable children.
Can you oh yeah, well just remember that when you say feast on boobs, we should probably use that for the title of the next live stream.
Okay.
Feasting on boobs. But yeah.
Feasting on boobs. Got it. Next Baron say this is gonna be feasting on boobs.
Right. Like, make sure Laszlo writes it down. Laszlo, write it down.
Yeah, Laszlo ain't allowed to write that down. His mom be there to kill him.
Okay, I'm getting Laszlo in trouble. It's time for me to go. I haven't even cracked open.
If somebody's gonna get Laszlo in trouble, it's gonna be me. But you can't get smacked for getting Laszlo in trouble. Laszlo doesn't get smacked for getting in trouble. I get smacked for Laszlo.
You're a prisoner, blood. All right, that's it for me.
I wish. That will require us to live in the same house. We don't. We have our own finances and we have our own houses. So yeah, no, it doesn't even work like that.
Okay, call whatever you want. Internment camp, gulag. You know, it's like whatever.
Whatever.
Whatever you want it to be. It's whatever you want it to be.
Simpleton.
Right. Okay.
Goodness gracious.
You're out. I already did mine like 8 times.
Oh, yeah, everybody have a good night. I'm tired as hell. I don't feel like doing a long ass outro. Treat yourself like milk. Do not spoil yourselves. We out, nigga. Bye, niggas. Bye.
Bye. See you later.
Bye, niggas. Bye. Oh, God.